Namaste to all. Some very important and interesting questions regarding my Acharya ji. The questioner has sent me a message in YouTube that, sir, these are not real questions from my mind, but these are questions raised by my family members and also my friends to whom I forward your videos and your Acharya ji's video. So I do not have a very clear answer to all the questions, so it is better. I thought you can make a video yourself. Thereby, I can forward that video to them so that they can get the answers themselves. So very interesting questions. I'll try to answer all of them, and also I have included 2 questions from some Muslim brother also in this. So hopefully I can answer all the questions. Question number 1 is, why your Acharya ji did not change his real name after taking sannyas, like the name which ends with normally Ananda, like Vivekananda, Dayananda, Chidananda, etc. I think in one of the book, Vedas Divine Light, if I remember correctly, part 4, my Acharya ji has answered. There was a question in the website also. Somebody asked these questions to my Acharya. And my Acharya answered that when I took sannyas, I asked my Acharya ji that please give me a new name. I want to change my name. Then my Acharya's Acharya replied that, see, your name is Ram Swarup and I cannot find a better name than this name. I think this is the best name one can get and you are suiting to that. So you are really Ram Swarup, you are great tapasvi, you are a samadhist. Like in Ramayana it comes, Sri Ram is Vedajna Sarva Shastra Tattvajna Samadhiman. He is a Tattvagyan Wala. Sri Ram was a Tattvajnani, he was a Samadhiman, and he was a Vedajna. He was a knower of Vedas, he was a philosopher of Vedas and Sarva Shastrat. He knows all the Shastras. So my Acharya ji's Acharya told that I don't need to change your name. Your name is very appropriate and very suitable, so don't change the name. So that is the reason my Acharya did not change his name after the sannyas. This my Acharya ji has answered in the website. The next question is, why your Acharya did not call himself as a Rishi, instead he calls himself as a Swami? Yeah, I think it's his personal decision because Rishi, the definition in Nirukta also is Mantra Drishta. One who is a Mantra Drishta is Rishi. And a Rishi is such a person who receives the knowledge directly from Paramatma in Samadhi. See, hum log na, we people, we go to Acharya to study Vedas. But Rishis, they study Vedas directly from Paramatma. So when my Acharya attained the final stage of Samadhi, my Acharya told that, the moment I attained Samadhi, the knowledge of the Vedas emanated inside me and Paramatma directly gave the knowledge of Vedas inside me. So my Acharya is aptly a Rishi. For sure he is a Rishi, but he decided to be more humble in front of public, so he just called himself a Swami. But yes, we can call, in many of my videos I would have written Brahma Rishi Swami Ram Swarup Ji or great yogi Swami Ram Swarup Ji, etc. So it is our own kind of Shraddha. We can call Acharya as Rishi Swami Ram Swarup Ji, etc. It's not a problem. So he has himself decided to use only the word Swami Ram Swarup Ji Acharya. Good questions. And third question is your Acharya ji an avatar like Sri Krishna? Okay, so very interesting question. Actually, there is no concept of avatar in the Sanatan Dharma at all. This is a question from that Muslim brother actually. So there is no avatar concept in the Vedic Dharma. Avatar means Paramatma, like Zakir Naik has one view of avatar. He says that avatar means prophet. That God sends his prophets from time to time, and one of the prophet is like Jesus is a prophet, Moses is a prophet, Sri Ram is a prophet, Sri Krishna is a prophet, etc., etc. Similarly, the last prophet was Prophet Muhammad. So these are all prophets who carries the message of Paramatma and spreads in the public. So these are sent by Paramatma, and that is the equivalent name of Sanskrit avatar. This is one of the versions some Muslims people tell. And another people, especially Hindus, they say avatar means Paramatma ka avatar ho gaya. Paramatma took the birth as Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, etc. Both these are against the Vedas. There is no avatarvad in the Vedas, and Sri Krishna was not an avatar. And Sri Krishna never claimed himself to be an avatar, because there is no concept of prophet in the Vedic Dharma, and there is no concept of Paramatma taking birth as a person in the Vedic Dharma. Because Paramatma is Sarvashaktiman, omnipresent, almighty. He does not need a human body or any other body to show or prove something to human beings. So, your question is your Acharya avatar like Sri Krishna? If you are thinking of Sri Krishna as that Sri Krishna was a great Rishi, Tapasvi, Yogi, etc., yes, my Acharya is similar to that. But if you are thinking is that my Acharya is like Prophet Muhammad, etc., no, not like that. Because the concept of prophet is the belief in the Islam religion is that Paramatma, the Almighty God, Allah, gives knowledge to one person, and that one person will spread that knowledge of Allah to the public. In the Vedic Dharma, an Acharya is the one who attains a Samadhi, and in Samadhi, Almighty God gives the knowledge, and that knowledge is preached by that Acharya to all his disciples. Thereby, his disciples also will become a Brahma Rishi, a Yogi, a Tapasvi, a Samadhist Purush. Like example, Vyasmuni's disciple, Jamini Maharishi, was a great Maharishi. Vyasmuni was also Maharishi Vedavyas, and his disciple also became a Yogi, Tapasvi. Similarly, Patanjali Maharishi's Guru, Acharya, also was a great Yogi, and Patanjali Maharishi also became a Yogi. So it's not that one prophet will teach to the public and the other people just are listeners. So the people who are listening from Acharya also, when they do tapasya, Paramatma will award the title of Rishi, Muni, Tapasvi, etc. to them also. So this we must understand. So in this view, I would say that my Acharya is not, if you consider this one, my Acharya is not avatar. Like Paramatma has taken birth as Sri Krishna, so is your Acharya similar to that? No. But if you consider this one, that Sri Krishna was a great Yogi, Tapasvi, Rishi, Muni, yes, my Acharya is similar to that. Next question, why your Acharya cannot study Quran? It also speaks about the formless Almighty God only. In the website vedmandir.com, if you go and read about Ved Mandir and my Acharya has also mentioned that my Acharya has read Quran fully, and Bible also fully, and other holy books also like Sri Guru Granth Sahib, etc., etc. So my Acharya has studied Quran. In fact, in the website vedmandir.com, I saw some questions from Muslim brothers asking that why don't you convert yourself into Muslim? Why don't you adopt Islam religion and join us to spread the message of Paramatma, that he is formless, etc. Then my Acharya replied that I have studied the Quran, I respect you as my brother, but I have already found the peace inside me through the Vedic Marg, so I don't need another book or something like that. So my Acharya has clearly told the statement. So in your question that why don't your Acharya study Quran? Yes, he has studied Quran. And he always speaks about the Paramatma who is formless and mentioned without any doubt in the Vedas only. Next question, how can I believe your Acharya is right? Yeah, this is the question many people have asked me, not only this person whom somebody's family member has asked, but other people also have asked this question, how can I believe your Acharya is right? See, this is a question, a very, very important question. We must understand. I made a separate video on this topic earlier. I don't know if you could find out. Please go through my channel under the common misconception playlist, and also under the playlist of, I think it should be under the playlist of Acharya, maybe. I'm not sure. But it is definitely there. But in short, I would tell you that how can you believe that whether my Acharya is right? It's not the point that you just blindly believe. Before, like in my case, before coming to my Acharya's golden feet, lotus feet, I had gone through many other Acharyas 20 years before. So I was a very, very strong follower of Osho. Before that, I was a strong follower of Swami Vivekananda ji, etc., etc. But when I did not get satisfaction, I started changing, and then of course by God's grace I got contact of my Acharya. It took a lot of time for me to understand my Acharya. So similarly, for you to believe an Acharya, first of all you must understand, you must have a kind of curiosity inside you to realize Paramatma and search Paramatma, you must read various scriptures, like go through Advaita Vedanta, go through Dvaita, go through other philosophies, go through Quran, go through Bible, on like a framework. If you study and then go through my Acharya's books, go through his website, go through his answers, and come to our Acharya's ashram. Take permission from Acharya, come to Acharya's ashram, listen to his pravachan, and then something will strike inside you that yes, he is right. Unless and otherwise something strikes inside your Atma, yourself, that he is right, till that time you just have to search that who is right. So I will, as a disciple to my Acharya, I will say that yes, my Acharya is right. But it's not the right. So even Nyaya Darshan says you must come to the conclusion by various logics, various proofs, and also Swata Praman is Ved only. Try to tally my Acharya's words with the Vedas. Try to go to Vedas, another Acharya of Vedas, or try to read Ved Bhashyas of Maharishis. Then try to compare whether my Acharya is telling what is there in Vedas or not. Then one point of time you will surely conclude that yes, my Acharya is right. Next question is, why your Acharya's Acharya has kept long beard whereas your Acharya has written in the website that a yogi must be cleanly shaved. I think this question also was asked by one person around 15 years back to my Acharya in the website. My Acharya has replied that my Acharya replied that my Acharya lived in a jungle. For 50 years he was always living in a dense jungle. And I have never asked these kind of questions to my Acharya. Why are you bothered about it? You must bother about your tapasya. You must bother about how you are destroying your avidya. You must bother about how you worship Paramatma. Leaving those important questions. Why are you just bothered about somebody is having mustache, etc.? Yes, when the place where my Acharya lived for 50 years in jungle, at that point of time, 40-50 years back, so there was no facility to shave, etc. And he has to come down lot of kilometers to shave. So, and he was always in tapasya. So naturally, he did not have proper facilities there. That is the real answer. So I think, in the Manusmriti also it is mentioned that a yogi must be clean shaven, etc. But depends on the facility, availability of facility. If there is no facility there, you are in dense jungle, dense forest, you do not have razor and you do not have mirror to shave, etc. You must just ignore it. And also asadana na anuchintana bandaya bharatavat. Remember this sutra. Asadan ki chinta mat karo. Sadhan, whatever is sadhan with you, try to utilize your sadhan and go towards moksha. Asadhan means whatever is not sadhan to you. Why are you worrying about small things? This is my reply to that question. The next question is, if your Acharya's view and Maharishi Dayananda's view are different, which one you will accept? I don't know to what extent people ask questions. Okay, this question, if my Acharya's view and Maharishi view is different, I have not come across anything where Maharishi Dayananda, I have studied Maharishi Dayananda's book extensively and also my Acharya's books, and I listen pravachans of my Acharya, so I have not seen a different view in between them. But in case, I do not know, in case in future something comes up, I always will go to my Acharya to ask a question, because my Acharya is a living Mahapurush, living Brahma Rishi. So go to Acharya and ask, Maharishi has written like this, and I have listened from you like this. Can you please clarify, Acharya? Just go to Acharya and ask a question. Acharya will clarify it. Why Maharishi has written like this? Why my view is like this? Then accept the truth. That's it. So very simple. Next question. Why you did not search an Acharya? You are a South Indian. Why you did not search an Acharya in South India only? So as I think I mentioned about how I reached to my Acharya. So it's a mere God grace that I could find my Acharya in North India. But it doesn't matter whether you're in South India or North India. It doesn't matter. Like, as I told in one of my videos, the person next door, the person in the next street to my Acharya, he does not come to my Acharya's ashram. So it is his durbhagya, right? And I am living 3,000, 4,000, 2,500 kilometers away and going to Acharya. It is my saubhagya. So, and after searching my Acharya, I did not take any efforts to search another Acharya near my house, etc. And I'm sure Yes, there are Vedic Acharyas. There used to be, I don't know if he's still alive, there used to be one Chaturvedi in Bangalore, 100 plus years old, Sudhakar Chaturvedi. But I did not know his language because he speaks Kannada and Sanskrit. I neither knows Kannada nor know Sanskrit, so I did not go to his house. But yeah, but after going to my Acharya, I did not find a need to search another Acharya. But if you search probably in South India, you might get one or two Acharya, but I'm not sure if that Acharya will be a Samadhist yogi or not. Maybe he's a Ved Vidwan, but still not attained Samadhi. So that you must understand. So once you find a Samadhist yogi, you don't need to search more Acharyas. Next one question is, recently Shankaracharya ji in Kanchi was appointed as a successor to the previous Shankaracharya ji. Is there anyone who will teach Vedas as a successor to your Acharya? I don't think I can answer this question, but I think this is too difficult question for me to answer. Shankaracharya ji and all, I saw that video when the Kanchi Shankaracharya, the recent Shankaracharya was appointed, and it's a lengthy process of interviewing, finding people and interviewing who is a best idol worshipper, who knows Veda, etc. So it's an extensive follow-up. They will locate one person of maybe 5-10 people were selected in initial round, and it's all location and appointment, a professional kind of recruitment. But in case of this one, see, my Acharya's Acharya was not a relation to him. My Acharya's Acharya was a yogi, and my Acharya was a disciple to him, and he did tapasya and he became a yogi and he became an Acharya. Similarly, if my Acharya's some of the disciple, somebody, his family member who is a tapasya who become yogi, then for sure we can learn Vedas from him. So I do not have this topic at all in my mind. I don't know, these are all like out of the blue question. So I just copy pasted in my mobile and I'm just talking to you. So this is a to be honest, I do not have an answer to this. Maybe you can try to ask this question in vedamandir.com website. But for me, this is not a botheration. For me, the botheration is how I follow dharma today. I have learned dharma from my Acharya. I have learned Vedas from my Acharya. How I will make my life dharmic. How I will become a tapasvi. How I will try to help the world. How I will help myself. How I will help my other family members, etc. These are all my focus now. So I really do not have this kind of questions in my mind at all. And Acharya, for me, I have a belief, and also in the Yoga Sutra it is there. Acharya and Rigveda it is there. Acharya will be with you even after he leaves the body, because Acharya has given you Diksha and he is your divine spiritual father. And Acharya is a Jivatma, is a Mukta Purush. Mukta Purush is always around, anywhere he can be there. So there is no real worry for me at this moment on this. And of course, if you have this kind of questions, I don't know the person who has asked this question, whether he has any Acharya, whether he has basics of Vedas. If he does not have an Acharya, this kind of questions he should not ask. And if he has an Acharya, the better way is to go to Acharya and ask these questions. Last question, does your Acharya knows Arya Samaj? Is he a Arya Samaji? If not, what's his view about Maharishi Dayanand and Arya Samaj? My Acharya is not a Arya Samaji. My Acharya is a Vedic follower, and my Acharya knows Arya Samaj very well. In fact, he goes to Jammu Arya Samaj earlier. Many times the Arya Samaj in Jammu used to invite, and also Arya Samaj, the previous president, I forgot his name, he passed away, so he also used to visit my Acharya many times. So my Acharya knows Arya Samaj very well, and my Acharya always says high about Arya Samaj and has great respect towards Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. My Acharya, long back, my Acharya spoke 1 hour about Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. Unfortunately, those time we didn't had the habit of recording pravachan. So my Acharya spent 1 hour or 45 minutes only to speak about Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati, and he revealed so many secrets of Maharishi which I have not even read in any of the known books. He spoke so much detail about Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. So my Acharya has high respect towards Maharishi, and also my Acharya refers to Maharishi's Ved Bhashya, Yajurveda Bhashya. So my Acharya has very high regards to Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. I hope you got the answers to all of your questions. If you have more questions, you can always reach out to me. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.